Hello YouTube, this is the Bucket coming at you today with my Ruger GP100. This is a 6-shot double action, single action revolver, all steel construction made by Ruger. I'm going to talk to you today about what makes this gun so special, how I picked it up, the specs of the gun, what I thought about it at the range, and where this gun fits in 2025. So Ruger released the GP100 series of pistols in 1985. This gun was specifically designed to replace the security line of revolvers that had been so good for them and was provided a great protection and carry weapon for police, for security, and for home defense. This one right here was actually made in 1989, the 4th year of production, and after what would that be? So if this was made in 1989, that would be 36 years. This is a 36-year-old gun, and while it does have a little bit of muzzle wear here and there, a little bit of holster wear here, it is still a gorgeous firearm. These came in blued, or these came in a stainless steel. Let's go ahead and talk about the specs. Now, I'm going to talk about the specs of my particular gun, but what's interesting about the GP100 is they did come in 6 different barrel lengths, going anywhere from 2.5 all the way up to this 6-inch. They also were chambered in 6 different chamberings, and they even had one which was a 5.5-inch barrel that was called the Super GP, that it actually had an 8-shot cylinder. But when I go over the specs today, I'm going to talk to you about specifically the specs of my 6-inch GP100. So again, this is going to be a 6+0 of 357 Magnum or 38 Special. The overall length comes in at 11.5 inches. The barrel length again is 6 inches. The width comes in at 1.54 inches. The overall height is 6 inches. And the weight without any rounds in it was 44.8 ounces. When they designed this gun, one of the cool things that they did is they designed it so the cylinders would take L-frame or K-frame speed loaders. So if you have a Smith, like a Model 10, your speed loaders for it are going to work just fine, and you are going to be able to use those speed loaders, which was a nice touch on theirs. Mine has adjustable rear sight, which adjusts for elevation and for windage. They come with these Hogue grips on the 6-inch model. Mine are actually Hogue. Usually they have a Ruger bird on there. What's that bird? It is a Phoenix. They usually have the Ruger Phoenix on there. Have nice finger grooves, allow you to get a good high purchase. The action on these are just so smooth, and the double action it's long, but it's smooth, and it allows you to stage it, or if you just want to go straight through, it makes it really, really easy. When I shot this at Knapp Weaponry, this is where I bought this one from, I shot it at the range, and I just had a blast with it. I'm usually not much of a revolver shooting guy, but I put over 100 rounds of ammo through this. Now, how the Bucket does it is he just starts to try to feel it and feel how it's going to go, and then he goes through lots of his videos. And you'll see this is about 75 or 80 rounds. You can see I had one outside the 6-inch circle, but the vast majority of them were in the 4-inch circle. That one's actually touching. That one is not, and that one, or maybe there's 2 there, is not. But that is a lot of accuracy from somebody that doesn't have a lot of skill when it comes to double action revolvers. And I think part of it is that weight. The grips are really nice. I like the texturing. I like the ergonomics of it. Allows you to get that high purchase. But then that weight, when you're firing 338 Special or 357, it just soaks up a lot of that recoil. So you know you're firing a real cartridge, but it feels pretty good in the hand. After I shot for a while, I tried to shoot for some accuracy. So single action, that's not the tightest group, but that's definitely within 2 inches for sure. And those are all right there in the bullseye. When I went to double action, I got a little low and to the right, which is unusual, but that is a very tight group. 2 bullets, 2 bullets, 2 bullets, and did not have a problem with it whatsoever. So super accurate, fun to shoot. I usually prefer a shorter barrel, but I really enjoyed shooting this 6-inch. I will tell you that I think that this would be an ideal gun for somebody to start to learn a double action, single action trigger pull. And I think that you could really, I think this is going to help you out manage that recoil. You're not going to have as much muzzle flip. I think this is a great option for that. 6 inches is amazing for home protection. That extra distance between the front and rear sight is going to allow you for some additional accuracy. The all steel construction means that it's going to be very rugged. It's just a great firearm. And I looked it up on gun.deals today. You can find these revolvers for sale for under $700. Now, you could go with a Taurus, and I'm not saying that all Tauruses are junk, but I will tell you that Rugers are just really well-built guns that are going to last, like this one, for 36 years. And other than the fact that it's been spent a lot of time in and out of a holster, this gun does not look like a 36-year-old gun, and it definitely doesn't shoot like one. So if you see one of these GP100s out on, at a pawn shop, at a gun show, you should really think about picking one up because they're just awesome firearms. I've done a review on the SP101, which is very similar. They have the same lockup and everything. They have a full underlug just like the GP100, but they're closer to the J-frame line. And actually, the speed loaders for the cylinders work with the J-frame speed loaders. So you don't quite have the same amount of weight to soak up that 357 Magnum recoil. So if you're learning and you don't need to conceal and carry, look at all the different barrel options for the GP100, and you should really think about testing one of them out. They're really pretty awesome. So I want to thank all my viewers so much for supporting the channel. All the likes, the comments, the shares, they're really appreciated. And as always, you stay classy, YouTube. Little middle baby bucket. Do you want to live in California?
No!
Why?
Because I'm not a communist.